Hi there, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you. It's actually a couple days before Thanksgiving, but I am getting ready. I'm in the kitchen, and this is when it's all going to begin. And so, hi there, Maria. And so I wanted to just bring you guys along with all of the preparations that go into planning a Thanksgiving dinner, so that, well, so that if you find yourself in a position, yes, hi there, so that if you find yourself in the position of having to make a Thanksgiving dinner, maybe this will help you out to kind of know the process and what all goes into it, and maybe some tips and tricks. If I have any of those, I will share those along the way. So I'm Jennifer, and this is A Country Life. If you like family life and cranberry farming, and well, you wouldn't know if you like cranberry farming until you actually come over and watch us. So why don't you guys subscribe? Did I bump you?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like homeschooling material and lots of cooking and stuff like that, I'd really love it if you would subscribe and come and be a part of all of this craziness. So the first thing that I had to do, is just kind of write out a little list here. So Thanksgiving Day, I wrote breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I wrote appetizers, which I was just kind of writing as I was sort of thinking. Not all of this is actually going to happen exactly like this, but I like to have a little spot where I just kind of do a brain dump and just get everything on paper. The most important right here is the dinner meal. So we're going to be doing roast turkey, mashed potato casserole, stuffing, which actually is technically dressing because I'm not going to stuff my turkey, but I still call it stuffing, cranberry sauce, coleslaw. We're going to do green bean casserole, and then if I actually make it into town here over the next day, I guess, I might pick up some Brussels sprouts and do a squash and cranberry and pecan and maple syrup kind of roasted vegetables. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe there'll be some other things on this list as I start cooking, but I just don't know yet. We'll see what comes here. And then some pies. So definitely 2 pumpkin pies. I'd like to make an apple pie and a cran apple crunch pie, and then also a cranberry nut. So we'll see if all of that happens. And then from there, I just start kind of working, and I say, okay, what can I do today to make things easier on Thanksgiving? So when I look at that right away, the first thing that pops out into my mind is to make the pie crusts. So if you're going to make homemade pie crusts, it's really easy to make those ahead of time and then just keep them in the refrigerator, like in little discs. Well, I'll take you through and show you the process. So let's get going on that. I need to put on an apron because I'm gonna get covered in flour. I just know it. Okay, so I was just thinking here as I was getting the aprons out of my upstairs canning pantry that I have applesauce that I've canned, and I also have pickles that I've canned. So I'm probably going to, well, not probably, I know I'm going to add those things to our menu plan as well. Really easy, it's already done, and it's just things that everybody loves. Even though we have those all the time, it still just feels special, I guess, because, you know, it just came from our own property here. It came from our own gardens. Okay, yes, and look at that. Aren't you just the cutest little cook in the world? Let's get this tied.
Do we do with the eggs? So what do we do with the eggs?
Okay, so you're gonna crack 1 egg into this bowl.
Okay.
Yep, no shells.
And try not to.
Beautiful. Just put it in our scrap bucket over here. And then we need 1 table. Just take a fresh one. 1 tablespoon of vinegar.
Did you already pour it in?
I did, but we also need 5 tablespoons of water.
That smells good.
Okay, so
5?
5.
You know, is it cold?
It's gonna get cold in just a second.
All done. Then do we stir it?
And use that whisk and whisk it up, okay?
Whisk, whisk, whisk. Ah, it's turning yellow from the eggs.
Since my KitchenAid mixing bowl is in the dishwasher, we're going to move on to getting things ready for the stuffing. So this is how my grandma made stuffing, and it's one of those recipes that I just scribbled down as she told me over the phone, oh, probably like 23 years ago. And anyway, it's just making it like that ever since. So Maria's washing up all the celery, and I'm going to come over here and dice up some onions.
Alright, on a towel.
If you want to.
Alright, now do I just cut it? Now do I cut it?
You're going to have to cut this. Watch that knife. You need to move that knife. And then very
Is stuffing again?
it's where you have bread cubes and all of the yummy sage and thyme and
Stop! The camera's off.
whoops. Oh no, it's not, honey. It's still on.
Please take these onions away.
All right, the dishwasher is done, which means that my KitchenAid mixing bowl is ready to go. So I'm going to get into the bowl. So what I'm saying is I'm back to doing pie crusts. And I'm gonna give you the time right now. It's 4:30. We probably started this at around, I don't know, 10 after 4, something like that. But it is Tuesday before Thanksgiving in the evening. Okay, so in here I am going...
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving is on Thursday. So what I'm going to do is get 1 cup plus an extra 2 tablespoons of lard. Whoops, Joe's not happy with me. I'm going to get that into my KitchenAid mixing bowl here. Then I'm going to put in my flour and my baking powder and my salt, and I'm going to just kind of mix that up, you know, just till it's kind of like coarse crumbs. Now I'm not measuring perfectly because I have made this so many times that I guess I just know what a cup plus an extra 2 tablespoons looks like. And that is one thing I would say, is that when you are learning to cook, or you're wanting to be able to cook faster, is to just start learning and start practicing your measurements so that you don't always have to measure everything. It makes cooking that much faster. 2 and 3. A teaspoon and a teaspoon. Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate that. Yep.
I'm almost to the line.
Okay, so that's what I'm going for. Just nice, just a nice crumb. I don't think that's quite clean yet, buddy. You're gonna have to get that in there. That had lard in it, which you really have to scrub, okay? So, and then you can wash that too. Thank you.
Yep.
And what I'm gonna do here now is I'm gonna just turn this on to low and drizzle in my wet ingredients, just like so. And I'm just going to let it come together, and as soon as it comes together, just like that. Awesome. That's done. That's excellent. Yes, that's going to be just perfect. Put that in with the onions and put a cover on it then, please. Okay, so I like to just kind of press it into a little,
Right, I'm ready.
into a ball.
Okay, that's this first.
Can I help?
Yeah. Okay, so you need to flip that over. Can you flip it over? Flip the whole thing over. Very good. Now we're going to kind of pat it into a rectangle, like kind of like that. or maybe a square, because we need to cut this into 4 pieces. There you go.
That?
Does that look good?
Perfect. I think it looks
Watch your fingers. It looks perfect. Yep.
Now I can do it. Now I can do it. Now I can do it.
Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pick up a piece and you're just going to form it like that, okay?
Okie
Because I think
I
we're
want to do
actually...
the last one.
Okay, that's fine. I think we'll actually make the pies tomorrow. Well...
So we're going to make the real pie tomorrow, but we're just getting ready tonight.
That's exactly right.
So like that?
Yes. We'll just wrap it up.
Okay.
Can I wrap the next ones?
Yep. I'll tear a piece and you wrap them up.
Okie
Okay, then that's this first. What's first?
We decided that we're also going to make the stuffing tonight and just get that into a big casserole dish, and that can sit in the refrigerator until Thursday. That will not be a problem at all. Whoa. And I do kind of feel like I'm losing control. Maria is throwing around the bread cubes. Joe is washing dishes but not washing dishes all at the same time. So what I have here is my big cast iron, and I have 2 sticks. Whoop, that's going to be hot, Joe, don't touch. So that's 1 cup of butter, and then I'm putting in this that we just cut up. This is celery, 1.5 cups, and 3/4 cup of butter, of onion. Maria, do you want to open that up? And we're going to get that in here. And then we're going to cook it for about... I would say it's going to be about 10 minutes or so. We really just want everything to get nice and soft.
So am I going to do it right now?
Yep, just dump it all in there, okay? Whoops, sorry. Almost dropped the camera. So I had that great big bag which says that it is 18 ounces of breadcrumbs or bread cubes, and I put about 1.5 teaspoons, maybe 2 teaspoons of salt in there. Now, let's see, Maria, you hold that. I'm going to pour in pepper. So this is a teaspoon of pepper. Whoops, just wait.
A little too full.
We don't need that quite that full. Just pour it into my hand here.
Alrighty.
There we go. Okay. And now we're going to put in a tablespoon total. Here, hold on to this. And we are going to put in some sage. Quite a bit of sage in there.
Why do we need sage?
Because sage is what gives stuffing.
Do you know what this looks like? It looks like the mix that horse treats are.
Horse treats.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put in some poultry seasoning. And then we're going to fill this tablespoon up with some parsley. We're going to put in a little bit of ground thyme. Not too much of that. And we're going to put in a little bit of basil. Since I didn't quite fill it, we're going to fill that with sage. And then you're going to dump that in.
Yeah, it does look...
So there's no perfect measurements. It's just really getting whatever flavors you like into your stuffing, and about a tablespoon of that. Now over here, I would say that the celery and the onions are nicely softened. I'm going to put in all of these breadcrumbs just to get some of them kind of to soak it up. Stir that around.
Ooh. Really going now.
Okay, so I dumped everything into this great big bowl. So this is like that butter mixture with the celery and the onions and everything. And now I have the turkey stock that I canned last year after Thanksgiving. I saved all of the, I saved the whole turkey carcass and everything, cooked it down for hours and hours and hours. and made turkey stock. So I'm just going to add this in here, stirring. Okay. You're gonna stir, Maria? Okay. You gotta bring it from the bottom up. Yep, you have to fold. That's exactly right. So I ended up using the entire quart. I figured that I would, and yeah, I just kind of keep on. We just keep on stirring, and if I have to make a little bit more like chicken broth or something, I'll do that just to get it to the right consistency. You want it, you know, wet, but not runny. Well, I guess everyone likes stuffing a different way. I don't like mine too wet, but I don't want it dry either. So, what do you think? Are we gonna have to add a little bit more? Are we gonna have to add a little more moisture yet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ooh.
Alrighty, it is Wednesday and it is just shortly after 1 o'clock. I am back in the kitchen getting things going, and I'm doing yet, so now I'm working on pies. I do have two, let me just show them to you quick. I have 2 pumpkin pies in the oven right now, and now I'm working on making a cranberry nut pie. And I think that one of the reasons that people have a hard time with pie crust is because as they will roll it out, they will just kind of keep rolling and try to move their rolling pin to get it the shape that they want, rather than actually turning the pie crust itself. So let me try to demonstrate that for you. So what I was saying is I think a lot of people just kind of keep going like this, and they push pretty hard and then go like this. And I've found that what actually works the best, because you want to keep your pie crust as perfectly circular as you can, so you don't end up with all those like dry splits in the edges. So what I like to do is just kind of tap my crust back together and rotate the pie crust. Give it a few rolls. I mean, it might seem like it takes a little extra time to do it like this, but I do think, got something on there, I don't know what that just was. So I do think that I get a better crust by rotating the actual pie crust dough and tapping the edges as they start to split, tapping them back together, because otherwise once it starts to split, it just keeps on. The more you roll it, the bigger that split gets, and then it doesn't want to fit into your pie plate properly. Sometimes I do still kind of go, you know, sideways, but I like to be very particular . I have a hard time talking while I'm doing this, honestly. Alright, I have my pie plate ready to go. I'm just going to fold this in half, fold it in half again. We're going to set the pie plate right there, put that point in the middle, unfold it carefully, unfold that side carefully, and make sure that you lift the edges and just get it into the, down into the corner of the pie plate. If you don't, and you put your filling in, if your pie crust is a little bit thin, it could stretch it and tear it, and then you're going to end up with a sticky mess inside, depending on the type of pie that you're making. Like I said, this one is a cranberry nut. It's actually a little bit of like a drier style. Well, I'll show you here how I'm going to do this. So there's my crust. I'm just going to leave it just like that until I get all of the ingredients made up. fresh or frozen cranberries work fine for this recipe. And whoop, a couple just hit the floor. So I'm going to put 2 cups of cranberries in there. I also need about a half a cup of walnuts. Now, if you're not a nut person or you don't like walnuts, feel free to sub in a different nut. And I'm just going to break these into kind of bigger pieces. Sometimes I make a lot of these pies at one time, and then I'll actually run the nuts through a grinder or chop them, you know, on a cutting board or something, but this doesn't take too long to do. And then 1/3 cup of brown sugar gets sprinkled over the top here. If you think that you like a sweeter pie, then pack the brown sugar in. If not, I just did like a loose 1/3 cup. I'm going to melt 1/3 cup of butter. Okay, so I have a half a cup. No, I'm sorry, I have a 1/3 cup of butter in there. I'm going to put 1/3 cup of white sugar. So there's 1/3 cup of white sugar in there. Going to do a half a cup. I'm going to call that a half a cup. It's a heaping 1/3 cup of flour. And I'm going to crack 1 egg. And then all we do from there is spread this across the top. And what I like to do is just make sure that all of the brown sugar is covered so that the brown sugar doesn't burn. And you want all that like juiciness to kind of seep down and, you know, just be yummy. Basically, that's it. You just want it to be yummy. And that is it. Let's make the crust look pretty. If the crust is hanging over a lot, you can tear off some of that. I'm going to take a little bit of it off, not much. Now I'm just going to fold what I left. I'm going to fold that under. And I like to fold it over until it seems to be even with my pie plate. And I like to just go around and kind of push it, or kind of pat my hand like that, just to make it nice and even. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of a pretty edge. So I'm just going to push down and pinch, push down and pinch, push down and pinch it. I'm kind of making it look sort of like maybe a twisted rope. And if your pie dough, if the crust dough splits a little bit, you just kind of tap it back together. Okay, I'm just going to go back and make sure again that it just is not hanging over my pie plate at all. And that just, the only reason I do that is to get a pretty pie. And that is it. The cranberry nut pie is ready to go into the oven. These little pie crust scraps, I'm going to, I'm keeping a cookie sheet, one of my darker cookie sheets. I'm keeping it up here, and I'm just going to place these on, and at the end I'm going to brush a little bit of butter on those with some cinnamon sugar, and I'll bake those up for the kids to eat right now. Or not right now, but when I'm all done. It'll be a while. Maria heard, and she's like, what? Dad is already cutting deer, yes. It's going to be a little bit. You're going to have to hold tight, okay? I was just going to say that this is what deer hunting Jennifer looks like, but looking up there in the screen, it looks like that's how I look every day. So anyway, I was out sitting in my deer stand this morning. Well, not mine, but one of the stands on the property. And I saw 2 does, but was not able to get a shot at either one of them, unfortunately. So I still have a buck and a doe tag left. But I think, I'm not sure if I'm going to be hunting anymore. Today is kind of busy with food prep, and tomorrow being Thanksgiving, I'll be doing food prep. And then after that, I think, I don't know, maybe this weekend I'll still have a chance to go out. We'll see what comes. Anyway, I'm gonna go and kind of pull myself together here because, like I said, this is deer hunting Jennifer, which means I got up. This is what I look like when I woke up, and I just put clothes on and went out in the deer stand and then came back in. So I'm gonna go pull myself together, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna start working on an apple pie. My pumpkin pies only have 2 minutes left. So that's good. I can get the cranberry pie in. That will give me some time to kind of get myself pulled together here for the day. And then even though it's like already 1:30, and then I will come back and do apple pie. All right, thank you. So it is now about 10 after 3. I don't know, I showered and got myself ready here for the day, and we've been just grinding meat now. So that cranberry nut pie is out. Shut those doors. It is, whoo, cold drip of melting snow. Oh boy.
Bottom is like roasts and steaks.
Oh, okay, great. I guess Peter just came out to get more meat. So what's been happening is that Warren is out here cutting up meat, and we've been in grinding and doing the pies, and I think I was telling you, oh, he's right there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You startled me. Did I think I was saying, no, I didn't. And so like I was saying, the cranberry nut pie is out of the oven. You still need to do an apple pie here, but yeah, so just working on the venison.
Yeah.
It's such a big job. Big job.
We need a family meat cutter that can do this lickety split.
That loves to cut meat all the time? A family meat cutter? I thought that was you. Sorry.
No.
That was not nice. Okay, well, we're getting everything ground inside, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, yeah, it's happening pretty quick.
Okay, well, all the front shoulders are done. Those 2 hindquarters are done, and I cut the steaks already and the roast already. So my goal is to get all the hindquarters done today, and then tomorrow do all the back straps and rib cages.
Okay, so I'm gonna put these bowls out here for you.
Yep.
So Warren and I just made the executive decision that we're actually going to load everybody in the van tonight, and we're going to head in and go through the Culver's drive-thru and then just eat on our way back home. Because we've done it a couple times where we go and pick up food and bring it home, and it's just, I don't know, we end up taking a cooler to try to keep it warm, and you get home and it's just not that great. So anyway, we're just going to load everybody up, drive in, get some Culver's, and come back home. So I heard from the kids that they got the last bowl of meat ground up. Let's see what we've got going here. Okay, so that's what it looks like. We've got the grinder, and it looks like they have, I'm not really sure, maybe that has to go through the grinder with the other meat when we get more in. I'm going to package this. We have this little like tape dispenser thing, and then over there just doing all the labeling and everything. So all right, somewhere there's some steaks. I think over here there are some steaks that just got brought in and some roasts, so I'm going to make sure get these cleaned up, make sure that there isn't any little stray hairs on that, and package that up. We have Emily and Sparky are here. They're hunting, and so we have Colt. Do you hear him? He's kind of starting to squeak a little bit, so I think I'm going to have to maybe attend to him a little too. He's with Sam right now. Let's go say hi.
It's not working.
What's not working?
He's crying.
That's not really a cry. That's just kind of like a, do something more with me.
I've been bouncing my leg.
And showing him
Trucks.
fancy trucks. And you thought he'd like
Gas
that,
lemon
huh?
lung. Young.
Oh, look at him. He's happy though right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Hey. No. Don't
I love
cry.
those little faces when they start to get kind of mad and their little lip sticks out. I think it's so cute. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh.
Oh, what?
All right, it's about 6:15 here now, and everything, look at the background here. That's pretty good. It's looking pretty good. We got all the meat grinder all cleaned up and everything, and like I said before, we just kind of made an executive decision that we're going to Culver's tonight, right, Joe? But let me just show you what happened. This has become an annual tradition. So I walked to the other room. What did you do?
I was like, sure.
So someone told you,
Mom.
Sure, Mom, I'll cut the pie. That's what you were thinking?
Sure, Mom. Sure.
Yeah. So I came in and he had a knife dug around in the pie, which is not the first time. You want to tell everybody about the blueberry pie the one time?
Is
You didn't bother the cranberry nut pie though.
yes. Let's do is harvest
Oh, right.
pie.
Yep, that's like a harvest pie, isn't it?
Yep.
So there was a time when he dumped an entire blueberry crunch pie right out of the pie plate.
Yep.
And then
Taste the chicken.
really, and then took an entire handful out of the center of a pumpkin pie. That was interesting. But this one we were able to save. That's good. So anyway, all right.
Sure, Mom. Sure.
It's going to be a fun
Sure.
Thanksgiving, right?
Sure, Mom. Sure.
All right,
Sure,
so
Mom,
we're going to
sure.
head off to Culver's now. When we come home, hopefully
Yeah.
I will have energy to still make an apple pie.
Sure, Mom. Sure.
So 9:30 right now, and we're working on an apple pie. Yes, those are Warren's fingers over there. He's cutting apples for me, which is awfully nice of him because I know he has his own things to do, right? That was a head nod tonight. And I am just working on the crusts. So I have my other crust over here since we went to Culver's tonight. Yeah, you know, the Culver's drive-through lines are super long and it just took a while for us to get back home. But anyway, this is what I'm doing. I'm also going to get started on some cranberry sauce here shortly. And that's it. Yeah, it's pretty quiet around here tonight, which is actually very, very nice. It was pretty loud around here today. Yep, anywhere. I think we're actually going to need more. Because these will cook down and it'll be really flat. So quiet in here. It hasn't been this quiet all day. It's really kind of nice.
So you want more apples than that?
I do. I think it needs 2 more apples actually.
I'll leave it 2 more.
Okay. one of the things that I like to do with my apple pies, actually any fruit pie that I put a top crust on, is to add a few dollops of butter underneath the crust. Not all recipes tell you to do that. It's just something that my grandma had originally told me that she always did on her pies, and I just think it adds a little extra, well, you know, butter makes everything better, but it just adds a little bit more of a richness to the flavor.
Oh, what kind of pie are you making now?
Apple.
Oh, you're making more pies? Is that milk? Mm-hmm. That's new.
This is why I can't diet. You know?
He was telling Nick, he was like, I'm trying to diet, and I come up here and they're like, have cookies and have this.
I didn't make any cookies this
I
time
know,
you were here.
I know, but even pie, like.
Yeah, but you said you don't really care for pie,
Yeah,
so
but-
then you don't even eat it.
But I'm gonna try it,
Oh, jeez.
and then I'm gonna probably try that one and the cranberry one. So I'm like, the 2 pieces of pie at that point. You know, it's just-
Self-control.
Well, good morning. Here we are. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And we're just in the kitchen. It's 8:30. We've all been sort of, I guess, kind of running around getting a few things going here. It just feels like the house kind of exploded on me because we have deer hunting, which has brought in a few extra people into the household, and just stuff. And what happens is we kind of get out of our normal routine of cleaning up and stuff like that, and it does feel like it's exploded on me. I don't know. We've got Tony here. Amber's off to work, and he's making the dinner rolls today. So for the first time. So when you need, you want to keep your hands together so that you don't, you don't want to do what you just did. You want to keep your hands together and kind of flip it and push it with the palm of your hand. Yep, there you go. Yep, flip it over. Okay, so, okay, we're going to add just a teeny bit more flour to this. This is actually a brand new recipe to me, and obviously to Tony too here. So I found this recipe at, it was on Tiffany's channel. She's from Large Family Love. And anyway, so I found this recipe there, and we're trying it out for the first time here on Thanksgiving. All right, so we got those rolls going. Everything is looking great. Look at that underneath there. It looks beautiful. Now, Tony, you have a break.
No.
So what I'm going to work on next here is, I think I might actually, no, I know what I need to do next. I need to look at the turkey and figure out how long that turkey has to bake. So I have to bring up my Nesco, get the turkey going. You want to get out the ingredients for making, are you still there? For making the coleslaw?
So what do we need?
Well, we need the bag of coleslaw mix.
Probably in the fridge.
Yep, and then we're going to need the, we'll need the mayo.
Oh, is this it? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep, and we need the mayo. Just put everything on the,
I put it
all on the counter.
on mayo.
What you doing over here, Joe?
I'm looking for
Looking at the photo albums?
yeah, I put some potato and that's me a cup perch.
Yeah, that is you, isn't
is
it?
is ice house today.
I don't think we were ice fishing. Look, we're all wearing shorts.
Is ice house today.
Another book. Ooh, no. Yes. Okay. Matches? Yeah, put a song on. Yes.
It starts.
I know.
And I'm
Look at you.
gonna be.
You look like the survival guy.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's dance. Holy crown. Yeah.
So it's just about 10 to 10 now, and let's see what's happening here. So the bread dough is rising, or the roll dough is rising nicely.
Bullseye!
There's 7
No,
minutes
bullseye!
left on the Instant Pot. Hey Joe. And
It's
I
Woody.
have the potatoes in there, so I'll be mashing
It's
those.
Woody.
I put together, oh, you're Woody? Okay, I put together the green bean casserole. I
Big
have
Woody.
Tony over there working on something like the most
Oh,
tempting
funny.
thing that we have, and that is he is chopping up cookies and cream. Well, let me just show you quick. My battery's gonna die, so let's see if we can get this quick. Look at that. He's got cookies and cream candy bars, knockoff Oreos, and he's just chopping it all up.
Delicious.
It is delicious because we're gonna make those cookies and cream bars again.
No.
Yes.
No.
Remember those? Like I usually do, I start looking over the list of food that I have planned, and I think, oh, I'm just not sure if that's going to be enough.
Perfect pudding.
So I do have a butternut squash here, so I think I'm just going to peel that up and roast that and mix that with
Yeah.
some pecans
It's
and
funny.
cranberries and a little bit of maple syrup, and like just do something like that as well for our meal tonight. So let's just
It's
keep
funny.
moving. All right, so Tony is just kind of working on getting the rolls kind of shaped. You're doing a good job on this one. It's been taking a little bit to figure out just exactly how we want them to look. You can see we're getting better. We're getting better. So, yeah, I think these are going to work out really nice. I'm looking forward. How'd that one look? Nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. The Blondie bars are in, 14 more minutes. The potatoes are done. I'm just going to let those, I usually like to let those sit until, yep, I think I still want it to, yep, I want that to naturally, completely release the pressure on its own before I mash those. I think we're going to just take a short little break here, shortly anyways.
I think they look good.
All right, there's the big reveal. Pull them out. See what you think. If they need to go a little longer. What do you think?
Oh, it's up to you.
I feel like they should go just a smidge longer.
Mom,
It said 15 to 20, and that's 15, so I think we'll go maybe just 3 more minutes.
Mom, it's cool.
The Blondie bars are cool, aren't they? Or maybe cool enough. Should we cut them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I second that.
they're cool enough.
All right, things are coming together pretty nicely here. It's 1:20 right now, and I just have to show you guys. Does anyone else clean like this? So I had gotten a gift the other day from a friend, and this, I still had the bag just kind of like hanging out on my counter, and I had all the stuff that I needed to put away, and I didn't have time to get it all in its right location. So I'm just putting it in the bag, and I'm gonna put it in the room. I told Emily, I said, if I'm talking to you at some point, and I'm complaining that I can't find something, remind me that it's probably in this bag. There were a ton of like important looking things in here. Brought up a couple, actually one card table. I have to go down and get one more and just kind of get everything set up so that we have some space. We don't want to be just like sitting all on top of each other. Typically when we're all together, we just kind of pull up a piano bench or whatever we need to do at the table, but today I'd like us to have a little bit of elbow room so that we are not on top of one another when we are thankful for everything. So for lunch, I just kind of pulled out some cheese and crackers here, some sausage, and then we also started to tie into the Oreo cookie bars. Sparky's taking a look at the rolls.
Yeah, they're carbs.
All the carbs, right? Carbs. And Joe has this beautiful photo album. Let's see. This is from, can we show it on camera?
I can't.
You can't?
Can't.
You don't know how to do that?
Can't.
You can't. Okay, well anyway,
Don't touch it.
Sparky's mom is a master.
Kathy, yeah.
Yes, she
she's
is
great.
a master at scrapbooking and card making and things like that. And so she put together these beautiful photo albums.
Ooh, hold up.
I'm getting you. You're on camera. So anyway, yeah, she made these beautiful photo albums and Emily just brought them over for the kids back from the wedding. So each one got their own individual. They're so pretty. Are you gonna get that open? And look at it, it's so pretty. Charlie Brown Thanksgiving on in the background. So all the beautiful pictures. Just show us a couple, okay? And there's Maria. Oh, and Maria and Peter. Aren't those beautiful? Just beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we have to keep moving, get things set, okay, Maria?
Okay.
Don't even taste the cheese. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'd rather have like not We said we'd host
Do we have a wishbone?
When I graduated
There
college,
is.
I was
Look at that plate.
Wow.
Nice job, Sparky. Nice job taking a variety of food.
Thank you. It's all gonna end up in this one.
I was hoping to see some cranberries on that plate.
Isn't the sauce cranberry?
The sauce on the meatballs is cranberries.
See? See?
Good job.
See?
Nick and Brittany, they knew what to do, right?
did.
We're gonna make a shadow on you. We're gonna make a shadow. Out of your nose, boy.
Wow! You just made him mad.
I know. A pirate movie. I don't even know.